Hey, Lisa. I was reading through your writing here. This makes a lot of sense. And I need to have some sort of an idea of what I'm trying to convey with the project. And of course, that points to planning. And planning is an integral part of any graphic design project for any graphic designer. So yeah, I totally agree here that planning is critical in the branding process. So I found your comments to be very interesting. Okay, so you're talking about the leave behind and your kind of conceptual development here. We'll address that, but let's go ahead and take a look at your latest iteration of your business card and letterhead. And I'm going to start with the business card. I love it. I think it's so cool. It's really effective. And I love the playfulness of the characters. I think that as an illustrator, I think that's a really interesting way to go. Um, Now, it's a couple of things I want to mention about the business card itself. Is of course we need to name the logo, which you have, your discipline, which you have there, or your title basically. So you need your telephone right there, your email address, got to have that on there. But we also have to have the web page URL on there as well. I think that's it right there, and then your LinkedIn page, if applicable, or whatever your social media is. You want to include that on here, but I wouldn't. You know what? You would probably want to give a direct address instead of indicating that you're on LinkedIn because um, so that there's no trouble finding you or maybe getting you confused with a different Lisa Imber. Do you see what I'm saying? So I would give the direct address on the business card since these won't link, right? Now, as far as the business card itself, I think the back looks great. In the front of the business card, I would get the type away from the characters. Let's leave those there. What I would do is I would say I would definitely want your name on the front of the card too. It's not in this kind of script logo, but this just in a standard type. Let's move these away for right now, and we'll go with this configuration. Name, right? And this is all left aligned right here. So you have your name, then a little space of graphic design. So Lisa Ember graphic design, or you could even just put Lisa Ember since Lisa Ember graphic design is on the back of the card. So Lisa Ember, then your mailing address, um, telephone, email address, web page URL, and then your social media. And then at the bottom, you can really reduce these and leave those at the bottom if you need to have them in there. I don't necessarily know if that's necessary to leave them in there. If they would, I wouldn't mess with the logo at all. It looks like you have a distressed brushstroke on the logo. I would leave those logos alone as those are the branding of another company. So we don't want to really kind of dilute their branding by adding anything to their logo. Okay, so at that point, so you have this wonderful, playful little illustration, and in the back, you're reinforcing that with another illustration. One of the things I would recommend over here, since all this illustrations are on the right-hand side of the business card and the right-hand side of the letterhead, I would go ahead and transpose her to the right-hand side of this business card, move your logo over a little bit, and try to activate negative space a little bit by maybe even reducing the size of the logo. So logo's right here, and then here's your character right there. Right? Okay, and then you've done a wonderful job transposing that to the letterhead. Right now, I think that you're a little close to the top of the letterhead. It looks like that logo is going to get cut off there at the top of so we want to take that whole header area and move it down a little bit, and get it away from the page edge. And then for the letterhead, you want to include, of course, your name, logo, address, telephone. That return address has to be on there, definitely. So good job there. The email address, URL, and then your social media. An interesting way to compose your contact information is as a footer across the bottom of the page. That's going to open this whole page up and make it really versatile, I should say. And so there's some food for thought right there for you. Okay, let's go ahead and jump over to the leave behind. Now, the leave behind is interesting, and the reason I say it's interesting is this your work? This is just gorgeous. I mean, this is beautiful work. But the problem I'm having with this work is that it's inconsistent, or I shouldn't say inconsistent. I should say it's not congruent with the actual illustrations that you've included on the business card. Do you see what I'm saying? So we just have that little illustration. My recommendation is to try to keep consistent. Okay, as gorgeous as that piece is, I would try to maybe use something like this. These little guys right here, or somehow maybe these guys. If you got more guys here, I think it would be great to take that uh, bookmark and just kind of start adding your little characters. They're so fun and they're so wonderful. I'd like to see you promote those little characters and by adding them somehow here, as opposed to this image here. Try it. Let me know what you think. Other than that, I think we're looking really good. And one other option might be this: is to use a two-sided bookmark, and then just use your contact information on the back, and then the front you can just fill it with your characters, big characters, small characters. And this is I love this composition right here, how they're all kind of stacked up together in a group. That's fantastic. So if you can maybe try to duplicate that with more characters, let's go ahead and shoot for that, as opposed to this. And don't get me wrong, this is a gorgeous image. It's just not consistent with the presentation of the business card. All right, let me know if you have any questions. I think I've given you enough here to think about for the next few days. And don't forget, this is coming up due next week. So got to start wrapping things up, right, Lisa? Okay, great job. Really, really good work. Love it, love it. Okay, so if you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'll be glad to make any necessary clarifications. Thank you very much, Lisa.